Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel and also welcome to my new setup. I've been moving everything around in the past couple of days so that I would have a proper studio in which it's going to be a lot easier for me to record music and record videos. So I'm super happy about it, and I also have a new camera. If you guys have noticed, it might look a bit different now. But yeah, I'm super excited for today's video because I'm going to be reacting to a song for Wild... I had to practice this one so much. I'm super excited today because we are finally reacting to a song for War Child by Jansen. And I'm not even gonna try pronouncing the Dutch title for this song because I know I will butcher it. De beelden blijven. Is that it? Let me know in the comments. I've been waiting a really long time to react to this one because my schedule was just so full and I already had a ton of videos planned. But I finally had some free space in my video schedule, and so I decided to finally react to this. I don't have a lot of expectations for this one because I have never heard Floor's solo music before, and for that reason I'm really curious about the writing. I don't know if she wrote it on her own. I don't even know if, I assume it might be in Dutch, so I might not be able to follow up with the lyrics, sadly, because Dutch is one of the languages that I don't speak yet. Though I do think that the songs that I've heard that are in Dutch are sounding really incredible, and I'm super excited to hear her sing in her native language and see how that differs from her singing in English. So I'm super curious about that, and we're gonna jump right in and listen to her beautiful singing.
Zelfs wanneer de wapens zwijgen.
Oh my god, it's so weird. I can hear that she's using a microphone that makes her voice so much different from what it sounds like in Nightwish. Of course, it's good. It's not gonna change her skills, but it sounds so different, and I cannot tell what microphone she's using or whatever, but I can tell that the microphone and the mixing are very, 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 very different. The microphone to me sounds very kind of warm, and it doesn't have as much top end as the microphones, or she doesn't has as much top end in her sound, at least, than she does in her previous records from Nightwish, which is pretty much all I heard. And I also heard a lot of her stuff from Bested Zangels, and she was also singing sounding very similar, but this is drastically different in terms of tone when it comes to the recording, and I didn't expect that. That doesn't have to do, of course, with the actual vocal performance, but that's the kind of thing that I pay attention to especially when I listen to recorded music, because I think recorded music and live music are two different mediums, and when you do recorded music, you basically have as many takes as you want, and so the detail goes into, or the attention, I would say, goes into those small details of what is the texture sounding like, and so I kind of listening to that. I'll rewind a bit just so I can appreciate the beginning without distracting myself with those oh, it sounds different. Yeah, so let's just...
Zelfs wanneer de wapens zwijgen en niet meer wordt gevuurd, voer jij nog een oorlog die misschien je hele leven duurt. Want het houdt niet op.
It's pretty.
Het houdt niet op. De beelden blijven ook wanneer de oorlog stopt. Jij bent zo klein, nog veel te klein. Maar als het even kan, verzachten we de pijn, zodat jij weer kind kunt zijn.
Okay, I have two things in mind, multiple things in mind. I hope I remember all of them because yeah, my thoughts are like phew, 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 everywhere. But first of all, I really love how Dutch sounds in music. To me, it has kind of a mix of German and French somehow. Like it has the same vowels as German, which I love German vowels so much. And it has kind of the fluidity or the lyrical characteristics of French, if that makes sense. Like there's kind of a flow in it, and it's kind of like a happy child of those two beautiful languages. And I know that like Dutch is of course not so related to French, but it's just like I feel like it's mostly similar to German, but it has some kind of like lyric characteristic, if that makes sense. And I really love German music. I really love also French music. So like it's just a happy middle of what I like from those two languages in music, if that makes any sense. I have not listened to a lot of Dutch music, but if you're Dutch, tell me if like what I'm saying right now does make some kind of sense to you, because it might be relatable or it might not be, I don't know, but I'd be really curious to hear your thoughts in the comments. But yeah, so that's the first thing that I'm thinking of. The second thing that I'm thinking of is that I really, really love the melody in this, and I'm really also happy to be able to hear Floor like a little bit more in like a naked instrumental setting, where it's a little bit like it gives a little bit more place to her voice. In that kind of music, we can appreciate her voice in a different way, and I really like to have both. Like, I really love symphonic metal. I really like metal in general, but I think that I can only like metal if I love also like acoustic music, if that makes sense, as if they're like part of the same spectrum, but they can like belong to each other. I don't know if what I'm saying makes sense, but like for me, I can never like listen to only one of those. Like they kind of get together and like create the kind of spectrum of music that I feel just has to go together. And that's for me, like that's how I feel. And as a side note, that's completely unrelated to this, that ability that Nightwish has to go from one extreme to the other, and I think it's even more obvious in the old Nightwish, is changing from one like extreme to the other when it comes to metal and acoustic music. And I love songs like Angels Fall First that are not very that are not super known actually, and I made a cover of this song. If you're interested in looking at it, I will leave a card. I'm not sure anymore. I think it's there. But I also love songs that are more like Dark Chest of Wonders or like Romanticide, or those like more heavy songs. And I think that one does not go without the other. And so what I'm trying to say here is that I really appreciate being able to hear her in a little bit more like solo context and without like tons of instruments, just something really simple that makes her voice shine. And yeah, also the writing in this I really, really like, because I can hear like tons of small nuances in the piano arrangement, and I really like that kind of writing that's not simply based on chords. Like there is something a little bit more going on, like a little bit of melodies, and not that much melodies actually, but more like on the harmony perspective, it's a little bit more complex than what we're used to listening to. Anyways, I'll go back to the piece.
'S'nachts hoor jij nog altijd schoten. En die zijn voor jou. niet op. Het houdt niet op. De beelden blijven op wanneer de oorlog stopt. En je bent zo klein, nog veel te klein. Maar waar we kunnen, daar verzachten we je pijn. Zodat jij weer kind kunt zijn. In een wereld waar jij dansen mag. En waar jij je veilig voelt. Zonder reden voor een witte vlag. Zoals de wereld is bedoeld. Het houdt niet op. Het houdt niet op. Maar we zullen blijven strijden tot het stopt.
All right, I have so many thoughts in my head. I've already said a lot halfway, and like I like to focus on the vocals when I do my reactions. But there's something about recorded music that makes me feel like it's maybe not always the most appropriate thing to comment on, because there's just so many takes and you can basically do whatever with recording, and so the performance is of course really gorgeous, but since it's such a different medium, I feel like I might go in a unexpected direction and comment more on the songwriting. I don't know who wrote this song, and I just realized halfway through that there were some subtitles for it, so I followed a bit, but I just want to comment on the fact that the writing for this is absolutely gorgeous. The melodic work in this I really love, and I just want to bring your attention to the fact that it's clearly been written to put Floor ahead. Like, I think that there is some writing that just has the ability to make a singer shine and really put them in a light that showcases their skills and their talent. And I think that this song is that. I really liked the Last Nightwish album. I appreciated like every song individually, but I think that if there's a weakness in this album is that I don't think it was able to showcase Floor. She did an amazing job. So it's not about her. It's about the songs not having the ability to showcase her in the same way as a piece like this one, where clearly you see that it's been written so that she would sound beautiful in it. And that kind of writing for me sounds really masterful. Like, I think that writing music that really sounds good on an instrument is an art. It's orchestration, or the voice has that very unique quality that is, well, every instrument has their own quality and their own things that they can play easily and play and are harder to play for them, but yeah, in this case the songwriting is just, I love this. It's the kind of thing that I feel like I would really like to cover. I'm not sure I'm ready yet to tackle Dutch though, because I'm very, very picky with how I pronounce things and diction, and I wouldn't sing something if I'm not feeling like 100% comfortable. But I'm definitely considering making a cover of this because I just feel like it's properly written for a soprano, and it sounds fun to sing, like, and I love singing stuff that has that kind of very lyrical perspective. Like it just goes up enough to like make us feel satisfied, to make us feel the climax, to make us feel that her voice is full, and to make us feel what the writing is about. And it stays within the range that is nice, and the melody is like jointed. It's very vocal melody. Anyways, enough talking about the songwriting. For me, it's really fun to comment on recorded music, because I think it's really important to remember that recorded music and live music are two different mediums. There's not one that's better than the other. I just think that they require a different kind of listening. Like when I listen to a live performance, I like to focus on the actual performance, because that's really at the core. Whereas in recorded mediums, I think that the attention can go a little bit more into like the sound and how things are actually sounding, and there's just a different thing. And I love live music, but I also really love recorded music as a medium. I love recording my own music, and I love to learn and hear really good music being recorded. Maybe you guys in the comments can let me know whether you prefer the medium that is recorded music, or if you prefer live performances, whether they were recorded afterwards. It doesn't really matter. They just are so different. But I would be curious, because as much as I do appreciate live music, I think that I have a little something for recorded music as a medium that I just personally have a lot of fun with, because there's so many things you can create and do. Anyways, that's all I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed this video. I think it had maybe a different flavor, because so many different things, different room, different camera, different time of day also, because it's late and I didn't have time to record before now. And we're Thursday, and the video should go out tomorrow, and I'm leaving in the evening, so I'm gonna make this happen. But yeah. If you haven't already, go ahead and download my original song one more time. I make it available for free, and you get to join my special email list in which I send a ton of cool stuff. So if you want to be able to join us there, you should go and download the track. Also, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit the bell, because it looks like more than 80% of you are not even subscribed to my channel. So like, what are you doing? You're watching me and you keep coming back, but you're not subscribed. Well, maybe that's the right time to do that. So subscribe to my channel and hit the bell so you get notified when I post a new video. If you want to watch more videos from me, I invite you to go ahead and click this playlist right there, which is all of my reaction videos. And I will also leave my covers right there if you want to go listen to my music. All right, take care, and I see you in the next one. Bye.